Alright, hey everyone, back with another video. Today, this is the first Hammer tutorial, so let's go into it. So you're gonna wanna open Portal 2 authoring tools, or any other, but I'm gonna use this, and gonna click on Hammer World, sure. Okay, and then go up to File, top left, click on it, and click New. And then boom, I got a fresh new map. Now to start off, we're gonna click on the block tool. It's right here. And we go and drag out a box. And there we go. Now browse for a texture. You go over here and click browse. And I'm gonna search up tile. That's what I search up, and I scroll down, and this is what I'm going to use. It's tile/white floor _tile 001B. So double click, and enter, and boom, have our floor. Now if it doesn't look like this, you might need to go up here and then select 3D shaded texture polygons. So you go up to camera, click on it, and go down the 3D texture polygons. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is going to draw out walls. So the first thing you're gonna do is draw out a nice wall. Make sure it's good. Drag it up. And then click enter. But this is not the texture we want. That's a floor texture. So you click browse, and then look up wall. Scroll down until you find one that you like. I'm going to use this one, tile/white wall _tile 001A. And then double click on it. Then go over here and then click on this brick block. Apply current texture. Click on that and boom, you have a texture. So easier shortcuts to do is shift, so select it, then shift drag, and then there we go. Okay, that's a little bit off. Okay, there we go. And another thing is you can rotate, but it might not be perfect because it might not have grid snap on the rotation. So you go up to tools, you go to tools, then go down and go to options, go to 2D views tab, then make sure this is checked, default to 15-degree rotations. That's what you want. Okay, now all we have to do is you click on it once, and then you'll see these handles that pop up. You want to use those to rotate it. Okay, it's that simple. Drag it over, and there we go. We have our wall. And then we shift and drag that to the other side too. Now the last thing we're gonna need for our little box thing here is a ceiling. So browse for a ceiling texture. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna choose this one. This is the good one. Then drag it out like this. Make it like that, and drag it like, and then click enter, and then there we go. We have our textured ceiling. Next thing you're gonna want to do is go over to this side here, then click on the entity tool, and then place it down somewhere in your map. Could be anywhere. This is gonna be the player spawn, so you can rotate them how you want, like that. Okay, and I'm gonna keep that guy there. Seems pretty good. Okay, now the next thing that you want to learn is the grid snap. So you can go smaller grid or more grid. You can go all the way up to 512 or all the way down to grid snap 1. I'm gonna choose grid snap 32. down here you'll see what you have choose. So snap on grid 32. Now I'm gonna move the guy over right in the center of that, so it's nice and perfect. And go back up to 64. Now the next thing we're gonna do for your map is where almost everything, unless you want you want to make story-based maps, but this, if you want to make test chambers, you're probably gonna want a button that you can use. Oops. Okay. Then there's different kinds of buttons here. There's prop button, prop floor ball button, prop floor button, prop floor Q button, prop under button, prop under the floor button. So what you're probably gonna want is a prop floor button. Then click apply. And there we go, we have our button. Okay. So we're gonna wanna place it down. And hopefully, it might not be right on the ground. Oh, and another thing. To move really easily, you're gonna go to the 3D view and then press Z. And then you can look around, then use the WASD to move and the mouse to look around the camera. If you want the harder way, use WASD to move around and the arrow keys. That's harder. I would prefer using Z. But anyway, next thing you're probably going to want is a door. I'm going to move the button. I'm going to move the button like by this guy. Okay, there. And the button is there. Next thing you're probably going to want is a cube, actually. So place your entity down. Double click on it. Then search up. Way. And it'll pop up right there. Prop weighted cube. And click apply. And drag it for where you want it. It's on the floor, so you gotta drag it out. Lower the grid snap. There we go, we have a cube. Now if you double click on it, you can choose skins and the cube type. The skin is all like companion, standard, activated, reflective sphere, and take. That I don't like. That kinda doesn't work. You have to go to the cube type and choose. Yeah, this doesn't work. It's like the opposite of what you choose. And then you can choose the skin type, rusted or clean. I'm gonna stick with clean, and we can make it. I'm gonna make it companion cube. Okay, here we go, companion cube. And then you have to click. In order for it to work, you have to go to use new skins, then say yes, or it won't work. But it doesn't show it in Hammer. You have to run the game. So not gonna do that just yet. So the next thing you're gonna do is place down a door. Get your entity, double click on it, then look up door. Then the one you want is the prop test chamber door. You're gonna want that one. And then we have our door. I'm gonna use grid snap 16. You can use that because it's more fitting. Okay. Now make sure this is aligned with your textures or it won't look good. Have to make sure that's aligned. Okay, like that. Make sure it's perfectly in the middle. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to. And then the next thing you want for your door is an archway. So it looks good and doesn't look like you made it in 2 minutes or less. So you want to go to open, then look for coop doors, mp_coop_doors.vmf. Open it. Mine does this. Okay, you go and look for this door right here and click on it, Control C to copy it, then head back to your map. You can go up here and click X and you'll be right back at your map, and then you just click Control Z and there you go, have your archway. Now rotate it so it fits in with the door. It perfectly fits in there. Perfectly. Okay, looks like that. Yeah. Okay. Now you're gonna want it for the other side too, or that wouldn't be good. Unless you want it just for show, but you'll use a prop for that. But we'll get into that in a different tutorial. But you rotate it, and there we go. We have ourselves a nice archway. Now what this is it's called no draw. It won't render when you run the game. It won't render this, so it saves your computer some slack. Okay, so now the next thing you want to do is choose another texture. I'm going to use the same wall texture. Use this texture, and now what we're going to do is draw a wall around it so it looks good. Okay, easily draw a wall like this. Okay, that seems good enough. Make sure it's lined up with the ceiling, and click enter, and there we have ourselves a wall. Now all we have to do is shift drag it. Okay, make it like that. Okay, there we go. And now all we need is the top one. Go ahead and draw that out. Make sure it's lined exactly up. Click enter. Now what you're probably gonna want to do is make the texture of the archway the same texture as the wall around it. So that's pretty simple to do, but it might not come out as you think it will. Anyway, get our texture, apply it, and this is where it probably want to change. See, it doesn't line up with the other ones. So what you're gonna do is click on it, then click over here. It's toggle texture application. Click on it. This is the face edit sheet. So over here is the texture shift. You can make it so the texture fits in with your walls around it. So we can just also, you can go over here and to the Justify section and click fit. It might not always work, but it might will. Just gonna quickly undo that. Okay, so basically that's alright. There we go. You got yourself a perfect wall. Now we're gonna want to do it with the other side. There we go. Apply it. Doesn't line up either. Open the face edit sheet. And there we go. It automatically lines up. Sometimes it does that. Yeah, see. Automatically. Click apply. Okay. It'll line that up pretty good. There we go. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is get your entity again. Double click on it. And you're going to want a light. Light. There we go. You got yourself a light. Now we can put it somewhere. Good snap. Okay. Now we just gotta line it up with the ceiling, and there we go. Okay. Next thing, double click on it, then go down to brightness. Then this is your main brightness. So the last number at the end will always be 200 when you first get it out. So I'm gonna want 150, so it's not too bright and it's not too dark. There we go. And we're gonna drag it over to behind the door. Okay. And the next thing you'll probably need for your map is outputs. So first, you give your door a name. So I'm gonna name it Door 1. Here we go. Now we go back to our button and we go to outputs, click add, and go down, and then on pressed, Door 1, then open, and then click apply, add another one, then on unpressed, Door 1, close, click apply. Now you can set a delay if you need to, but maybe you don't want to, but I'm not going to do that for now. So there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and run my map. Okay, so if you didn't name it yet, you'll need to name it. You can't have spaces in it. You can't. I don't know why, but it just won't work if you have spaces in it. So I'm going to go ahead and name it test. I have multiple tests, so I'm going to name it 03. Okay, there we go. And now this is the menu. If you go up and click file and then run map, this screen will pop up. So I don't use expert, but I don't really know much about it, so I'm just gonna use normal. Accidentally closed out of it. Okay, go back to normal, and you can check these. If you check this, it will wait for the box to come down, but then you can also click don't run the game, so it won't run the game. I'm gonna uncheck all of this. Okay, this screen pop up, and then your game would load like that, and then you can press escape to skip this, and then we're loading in. Okay, here is our map. Doesn't look. See, we got our companion cube. Pick it up, place it on the button, and there we go. You got yourself a working door. Okay, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope it helped you, and don't forget to subscribe.